Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Give a double honors to the elder apostles of GMS Great Millstone. I'm gonna get straight to it. So we that's over here in the UK, we understand what's going on. Those of brothers or people out there, even in the world, we understand what's happening politically in the House of Parliament. What's going on with this whole winter fuel payment thing? They passed it. So let's read it. Winter fuel payment removal from pensions passes in-house, 348 to 228 votes. Well done, Labour. So who's in charge of Labour? Keir Starmer. By your own commission report, you have just sentenced 4,000 old vulnerable people to death. We are 4 trillion in debt. You send billions to Ukraine, billions on climate aid to foreign wealthy countries, billions on dangerous vaccine, you know that word, and you still decide to rob the people that have contributed all their lives. One can only conclude that you are evil, right? And that's the times that we're in. Okay, so let me get this.
Order. The ayes to the right, 228. The noes to the left, 348.
The ayes were 228, the noes were 348, so the noes have it, Order.
So there you go. So it's been passed.
The ayes to the right.
It's been passed. So there you go, there you have it. Right, and what is the winter fuel payment? Just so we can get and understand, those that are not in the know, we're going to get to it. So the winter fuel payment on gov.uk, if you were born before 23rd of September 1958, you could get either £200 or £300 to help you pay your heating bills for winter 2024 to 2025. This is known as the winter fuel payment. You may be eligible if you or your partner get certain benefits. If you are eligible, you normally get the winter fuel payment automatically. So that's what it is. It's basically a payment that will cover you throughout winter, 200 to £300, really for pensioners. Okay, meaning you were born before 23rd of September 1958. Okay, so that's for them. So what's happening is that's being taken away from them. Okay, because Keir Starmer, what he's basically saying is, oh, it's to balance things out for the economy. Hey, listen, you're sending all this money abroad to fight this war in Ukraine. What's it? You sent over 12.5 billion pounds to aid Ukraine, and then you've promised to send 3 billion annually, right? For as long, Keir Starmer promised Ukraine that 3 billion annually for as long as the war is continuing. You send that money, that amount of money, that lump sum to Ukraine. But anyway, let's get this. I'll look this up, right? So this is the End Fuel Poverty Coalition, EFPC, estimates that damn near 5,000 excess deaths occurred in the UK during the 2022 to 2023 winter due to cold and damp homes. So do you think Keir Starmer doesn't know this? Of course he knows all this. He's been scripted. He's just a front man for the globalists. He's one of the globalists, but he's just a front man, a puppet for the elites, right? So it says this is based on official data from the Office for National Statistics, National Records of Scotland, and Northern Ireland Statistics and Research Agency. The EFPC's estimate breaks down as follows. England, damn near 4,000 excess deaths. Scotland, 529 excess deaths. Wales, 285 excess deaths. So that's what happened from 2022 to 2023. So we can just guess that it's probably going to be that amount or more from the year 2024 to 2025. The EFPC says says that living in cold, damp homes can have serious health consequences, including respiratory conditions, cardiovascular diseases, poor mental health, dementia, hypothermia, slow recovery from injury. So these are all the health consequences of not having a warm house. The EFPC also notes that fuel poverty, meaning you don't have the money to heat your home, to fuel heat in your house is a public health crisis. So what is Keir Starmer doing? He's deliberately, that's basically, he sentenced him to death, basically. And that economic and engineering solutions are needed to address it. So there you go, there you have it. Right? But this is all we understand, we that's in the know understand this is part of an agenda that they have. If I can just bring it out. So this might be of no, this isn't important, but it is when you actually read this one little passage or this little page here. It says a lot. But anyway, I don't know the actual book, but it obviously was posted up on X, which is why they're trying to censorize it. But this the first sentence, because I wasn't able to catch it all. But it says euthanasia, right? Euthanasia for the terminally ill and the aged shall be compulsory. What is euthanasia? Right? Let's look that word up. To euthanize, to kill an animal because it is very old or sick or because there is no one to take care of it. So there you go. So it's part of the agenda to kill off the old, the elderly. Right? And Keir Starmer, he's the front man for that. So it says euthanasia for the terminally ill and aged shall be compulsory. No city shall be larger than a predetermined number as described in the work of Calgary. That's your 15-minute cities. Essential workers will be moved to other cities if the one they are in becomes overpopulated. 15-minute cities. Other non-essential workers will be chosen at random and sent to underpopulated cities to fill quotas. 15-minute cities. Open concentration camps. That's what that is. Everything is surveillanced, monitored, right? Tracked, traced. So there you go. So pretty much is a farm. So this is the second page. I'm just going to read the beginning sentence. It says, at least 4 billion useless eaters shall be eliminated by the year 2050 by means of limited wars, organized, that word, or fatal rapid-acting diseases and starvation. Energy, food, and water shall be kept at subsistence levels for the non-elite, starting with the white populations of Western Europe, North America, and then spreading to other races. That's why you see the illegal immigrant crisis happening over here. They brought it in by the conceited plan of George Soros to flood Europe, the West, with immigrants to pretty much get rid of the quote-unquote white populations. So that time of race wars and riots, and that we're already in that time. So it's going to increase. But anyway, so there you go. There you have it. If I can just go back and if I can just there's a few articles I have. Oh yeah, let me just go back here and go here. Right. So, but here's the hypocrisy of it. So they're taking away the payment of the pensioners, the winter fuel payment of the pensioners, sentencing them to death. Meanwhile, they also just increased King Charles' pay by £45 million per annum. Right. So this is the hypocrisy of it.
£5 million extra. So, royalists and pensioners, how many freezing old people is King Charles worth? How many pensioners should have to shiver through the winter to ensure His Highness can continue to live a fairy tale existence of publicly funded pleasure? Kaz is going to trouser an astonishing 50% pay rise this year, equating to £45 million extra in hard cash. That would keep 155,000 80-year-old pensioners who would keep their winter fuel allowance of £300. 150,000 pensioners could keep their winter fuel allowance if King Charles didn't have a 50% pay rise. Charles's brush with cancer and, of course, his daughter-in-law Kate have meant the royals have been cutting back on their official duties. 2,300 appearances this year compared with 2,700 the year before. A 50% pay rise for 15% less work. It's a nice gig if you can get it, and not a word of criticism from the same MPs who are happy to deny pensioners their winter fuel allowance. Not a word. Oh, don't be so churlish, Matthew. Charles hasn't been well, and Buckingham Palace House, it needs a lot of renovation work. Okay, fine. Points taken. But when my mate Mick was dying of cancer, he didn't get a 50% increase in his pension, nor did he get financial help improving his housing. Indeed, almost half of everyone who gets cancer has to continue working to make ends meet. But of course not our king. And once again, I'm shocked, I tell you, to see what a nation of obedient serfs we are, just sucking this up. So,
Right, so there you go, there you have it, man.
Pensioners.
Right. It shows the hypocrisy of it. The total hypocrisy of it all. If I can just there's a scripture that speaks about how to treat the elderly, man. So it says, right, so this is Ecclesiasticus out of the Apocrypha, chapter 3, verse 12. My son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. Right, so you're grieving the elderly by depriving them of heat. Okay, the winter fuel allowance. So you're grieving them in their age. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not when thou art in thy full strength. So there you go. Right, so so there you go. There you have it. Right, so there you go. All right, so that's what I want to bring out. If I can just bring this out, this is Proverbs chapter 30, last precept. I'm gonna end it out. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 14. There is a generation whose teeth are as swords, and their jaw teeth as knives, to devour the poor from off the earth and the needy from among men. So that's what Keir Starmer's doing. Really, the elites. Keir Starmer's just the front man for them. Okay, but the crazy part about it is this. If I don't mind, if I can just bring this out. The hypocrisy of it all, right? So this is Keir Starmer. This is what he's saying.
To remove the winter fuel allowance from pensioners.
How much cheaper will our bills be?
Under a Labour government, we'd freeze those prices. We wouldn't allow them to go up early. But that ought to bring down the household bills by about £400. An awful position to put a pensioner in. To reduce the energy bills by up to £600. We should freeze energy prices. So will he now rule out taking pensioners' winter fuel payments off them?
This is what he was saying before.
But having said all that, Keir Starmer's first act has been to scrap the winter fuel payment. Millions of pensioners on as little as £13,000 a year are going to suffer. This isn't what they promised. The dishonesty is disgraceful. But I fear it's about to go from bad to worse. 35% of our electricity comes from gas, which even now is cheaper and much more reliable than wind. Labour, they want to cut this to 0% within 5 years and to replace it with more wind and with foreign energy. And they started already ending new gas licenses and throwing even more money at foreign wind companies. Their plan is going to send bills sky high. We can't let Keir Starmer sacrifice working people, pensioners, businesses on the altar of Ed Miliband's delusions. We must invest in nuclear, recognise that gas is here to stay for now, keep bills down and keep pensioners warm this winter.
But yeah, anyway, with that, that's it. Shalom.